So now that you've seen it for almost 20 years, if there's an youngster listening to this podcast, how do you think they should structure their career? Because at one stage, I would say we need an impatience, DNA in us. At some point in time, we need a certain calmness DNA in us. So how do you think one should structure and think about the career to ensure that there's a balance that you can be, when you look back 20, 25 years later, you need to look back and then say, hey, this is really how I pivoted every 3 years. So what would be the advice that you would probably give us 2 or 3 key takeaways?
Again, a very good question. I'm going to answer that by stepping back a little bit. A lot of journalists and a lot of people who I speak with, even a lot of young people ask me, hey, how did you do it? You live and now you're talking about living a slow growth life, etc. I'm sure you've had to work very hard to be here. Answer to that is yes. My experience, I could not have lived the way I'm living right now when I was at 20, right? Because there is at the age of 20, there's a kind of energy you have in your own gut that drives you. There is an environment around you which is almost free of any sort of responsibilities, right? Be it partnerships or parenthood or any of those things, which you're free of. And I say free of because that's a great phase to be free of things, because you have that kind of energy. Putting in your 100% is essential. So I will never tell anyone, be relaxed from the very beginning. That's not how I lived my life. That's also not how I recommend anyone else lives, but that, people make their own decisions. It is going over the 100% that burns us out. And that has been my real realization. Putting in the 100% important for success. 100% at work, 100% with your family, being able to really, strike balance in how you're doing at work, with your home. There are these 3 sections: your work, your home, your community. Your work constitutes your career and everything that keeps you productive. Your family is your parents, your partner, your children over a period of time, as well as your friends. Your community is the community at large, the impact that you really have on the world and in your community. It doesn't really have to be at a national, global level, just your own community. Right? These are 3 sections. If you are able to strike balance in these 3 sections, you're living well. Being able to do that 100% is critical. It is, when I look back at my career, it is the times when I went 130%, 140%, 200% when I started to burn out. But even if I had done just the 100%, I would be sitting in the same position as I'm in today, right? The 100% is essential. It is going over and above that leads to the burnout. And that is my humble observation.